What's up, nerds? Adam Ronan here, and this is episode 2 of Ronan24's Road to E3. Now, we're changing the format a little bit than we did in episode 1 that was more podcasty style, going over to a little bit more of a voice-over type of thing. Now, in this episode, we're going to be going over what we expect and hope for from Microsoft and Xbox One and Xbox One X. Now, back in 2013, when Xbox One was first announced by Don Mattrick and company, Don Mattrick kind of really took the franchise and just drove it into the hole. And ever since then, when Phil Spencer took over, he's been working very hard at bringing the Xbox One brand back up to snuff, and has always been a close second behind Sony due to their lack of exclusives and other weird business decisions that they made. So this year is incredibly important for the Xbox brand to really hammer home that they can match up to what consumers expect and to be a strong competitor against Sony and the PlayStation 4. So first thing we're going to dig in is to 10 games that I expect and hope to see on the Xbox One stage at E3 2018 this year at their press conference that will happen on the afternoon of June 10th. So let's just dig right in. Let's start with the most obvious choice here. It's all but guaranteed that we're going to see the reveal of Halo 6 during this year's conference. Now, there's a lot of hope and fears alike about this title, as if you were a player who is invested in the story and lore of the Halo franchise, chances are you were left a bit unsatisfied by Halo 5. I myself found the story to be something of a letdown, but I also found immense enjoyment out of the PvE modes and had a blast with the multiplayer with my friends. Microsoft and 343 know where their fanbase stands with everything, and I think we're actually going to see a nice return to form here. Now, let me be frank with you here, nerds. I am not a racing game fan. I've not really dug specifically into a racing game since Destruction Derby 2 on the PlayStation 1, so I don't particularly follow the Forza series a whole lot, but the rumor mills are rumbling, and I think another sure shot for a reveal is Forza Horizon 4. Now, I've been doing some reading on this, and one thing everyone keeps coming back to is a Japan setting. And I won't lie that if this is the case, then Forza Horizon 4 will be my first foray into the series. There is nothing more near and dear to me than the country of Japan and its culture and structures. So, if that's the case, then I say, let's go! Can you believe we are already approaching the 2-year anniversary mark of Gears 4's release? Well, another near guarantee will be the reveal of the next game, Gears of War 5. We all know that JD Phoenix and company are part of a new trilogy, and it's like clockwork that the next one is about to be revealed. I suspect a trailer with some slight gameplay elements to be shown. I'm actually pretty excited for Gears 5. The characters in Gears 4 didn't really grab me emotionally like the first trilogy did, and I did find the gameplay to get a bit repetitive in some sections, but it was still a fine entry, and I am eager to see where they take these characters. Now, of course, now with the Xbox One X having arrived on the scene, there's no doubt in my mind that this game is also going to be fundamentally one of the most visually appealing titles that Microsoft can offer up. So let's chainsaw some motherfuckers in 2019, I'm all for it. Now, Ori and the Will of the Wisps was revealed at last year's E3, but I think this year we're going to get a full showcase and a release date announcement. Ori and the Blind Forest was one of the most charming and lovely games I played when it first came out. Gorgeous painted visuals, a captivating, heartfelt story. I can honestly admit I am thrilled for the next entry. Sometimes all you need in life is a good old 2D platformer. Okay. Crackdown 3 is the last of the guarantees that we're going to talk about before we get into some games that may or may not be seen. Crackdown 3 is a curious title. Now, this was revealed all the way back in E3 2014 and has seen some development issues, to say the least. After numerous delays, I think it's safe to say that we're going to see a full-blown refresh of the title, a showcase, and a final release date announcement. Now, here's hoping that it lives up to the first game, you know what I'm saying? Skills for kills, agent! Alright, let's talk Cyberpunk 2077. Now, Cyberpunk isn't going to be an exclusive by any means, but I do believe Microsoft will have landed the chance to showcase the game for the first time on their stage. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of my most anticipated titles on the horizon. CD Projekt Red has gone down as a powerhouse developer who has nothing but love for its fans. I'm expecting Cyberpunk to be something unlike we have ever seen in an RPG, and I'm salivating at the mouth just thinking about it. Much like Cyberpunk 2077, Shadow of the Tomb Raider will not be an Xbox exclusive, but I'm thinking will have a slot on the stage, revealing the gameplay for the first time and a release date likely hitting in late 2018.
Now, the last entry in the reboot series, Rise of the Tomb Raider, did have time exclusivity for the Xbox, but it was ultimately regarded that this hurt the title rather than helped it, so we will not be seeing Crystal Dynamics making that decision again. I think the new trilogy, however, is fantastic, and I can't wait to see where they take this new title and what this new, more realistic Lara Croft gets herself into this time. The next game I want to talk about might be a bit far-fetched, but I would give my left nut right out of my goddamn sack for a new Killer Instinct entry. KI 2013 came in as my highest played title on the Xbox One and my second favorite fighting game franchise of all time. The free-to-play model and with the 3 seasons that rolled out, this game found a decent amount of success. And with the lack of fighters on the Xbox, I think this is a must-have to come back, so they have something to compete with Sony in that regard. I'm just hoping to hear that familiar announcer make his calls out on the stage so I can leap up into the air and scream like I did back in 2013. Alright, last game we're going to cover. Rumors are heavy that Forza Horizon developer Playground Games is working on a new entry into the Fable series. When Lionhead Studios went under a couple years ago, I think we all kinda thought that we'd seen the last of Fable. But, as Luke Skywalker most recently said, no one's ever really gone. Rumors are heavy that this is a new open-world action RPG, just like we've all been clamoring for. I, for one, couldn't be more thrilled about taking a trip through Albion once more, and this time with 100% less Peter Molyneux. Motherfucker. Okay, last thing here. Now, this isn't a game per se, but I wanted to wrap this puppy up with something that's near and dear to me. Something that I am curious about if we're gonna see. With VR getting bigger and bigger each year, and when Phil Spencer announced that the Xbox Scorpio for the first time, it was touted that it was going to be fully VR ready and capable. Since then, all mention of VR on the Xbox One X has been removed and silenced, just like ninjas in the shadows. I don't think this is because they're ditching the notion really, but rather I think they have something special up their sleeve. Something we will see this year at E3 2018. I'd like to know what you think though. You think Xbox One's gonna have some VR capabilities coming? I sure hope so.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of our Road to E3 where we kind of went over what we're expecting from Microsoft. Again, I'm Adam Ronan. You can follow me on Twitter. If you enjoyed this and other videos that kind of have to do with the video game genre and just be an overall geeky motherfucker, please consider perhaps subscribing, pressing that sub button and that bell, because, you know, we would thoroughly appreciate that. No obligations though, but you should do it. Alright guys, and that's it. We will see you next time for episode 3 where we dig into what we think Nintendo's gonna do. So let me know in the comments below what you think the Xbox is gonna do, and we'll see you soon. Out!